Oh, okay. No, I can't. I can't even answer whatever it is you gotta ask. I just can't. Maybe you're wanting to answer the question too. Yes. God bless you. God bless you for being productive, people. God bless those like for being productive. Bless your heart. Let me get on the rest first, and then I'll let you be productive, and we can get you all your points. Baby, if you had to point out you being productive, you ain't being productive. Landon, you want to answer the question? Okay, so is Drea and half the other room. So hold on. I gotta get my rant out first. I feel it in me. Feel it coming. Feel it building. No, they've already, like 5 other people already asked you. So like, Caleb, I gotta get my rant out first. Woo. I know it might kill us, but we're gonna be productive today. We still gotta get math done in math class. In fact, we need to get a lot of math done today. We're gonna try to do it quickly. That way, since Drea is motivated and on it, she can get those. Notice I've added 3 more problems. So she can make sure she has all those done now. She's going to get that checkpoint done now. She can do it and not have any homework this weekend. She can, if she stays on it and we're able to be productive and fast enough. But if not, she probably better do some this weekend. Let's discuss your tests. I have graded the front page and the back page, but I haven't looked at the middle. But I did grade all the first period's middle, so let's discuss what happened with you in the middle of that test. So, I love you so much. I love you so much. Okay. Let's see. It means I'm having an ADHD day. Please stop distracting me. Okay. When I graded your test, I graded the very back side first, the side with the inequalities, because I thought, Drea's got inequalities down. She can shade. I'm going to grade that side first, makes me feel good. But as we discussed, some people forgot to shade, and so I let them fix that. And I just thought they had that one blind moment on that one blind part, but apparently not. Apparently there was more blind moments to be had. Okay. After I graded the back side, I decided to go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off and get my feelings hurt. And I graded the piecewise page because we all know that if we were going to mess up, probably the most points were going to be lost on that piecewise, which is the very first page. So I went ahead and graded the piecewise page, and you know what? Some of those really weren't that bad at all. Some of them were pretty bad, but some of them really weren't that bad at all. And then I was like, oh, but it's okay if Corbin messed up the piecewise page. That's fine. Surely to goodness, the middle page where he just has to graph or like say move up 3, left 2, surely to goodness he's going to get those, every single one. Right? Right? That's what I thought. Apparently, that is not the case. Let me tell you what happened to this at least 4 papers first period, at least 3 second periods. So I'm assuming once I open third period and see the middle, some of you have done the same thing. There are 18 problems on that test. I did them 5 points each. What's 18 times 5? What's 18 times 5? I heard it first from Travis. Travis get a point. 90, which means, seriously, Travis got 10 penny points. So you should have gotten a 10 out of 100. No one's going to make less than a 10 out of 100 at the end of the day. No one. Because I did 5 points each. But, and then you're like, yes. If you tried some math, I tend to feel sorry for you and give you 1, probably 2 points. So let's say Drea really messed up. She put constant and she meant linear. I probably only took off 3 points. So she still got 2 pity points out of the 5. The only way she missed all 5 points is if she did what? She left it blank. Did you say that, Mason? Yeah. You can have a point for that. You would not believe how many problems I've seen that were left completely blank, especially ones that were easy. I had this guy. I actually had multiple people. This is the one that left the most blank. He left all the ones that said describe, where you have to say like left 7, down 2. He left all of those blank. There were 4 of those. So 4 times 5 is 20. He's already down 20 points. Then he decided he didn't like domain range, which is sad because if he had just guessed the negative infinity, it would have been the right domain for every problem, and it would have been the right range for one of them. So why didn't he at least guess that? We talked about if you don't know, do this good guess. He decided not to. So he had the 3 domain and range problems completely blank. That was 15 more points. Well, 20 plus 15 is 35. So at most, what did that boy make on that test? 65. And you can have another point for that, Corbin. At most, he made a 65 on that test. Guess what? That's if he was a genius and didn't make any other mistakes. He made other mistakes. So needless to say, he failed that test. And at first I felt bad because I had a couple F's like that. And I felt kind of bad. And then the more I thought about it, the madder I got. I shouldn't feel bad. They left them blank. Who leaves something blank? And then I asked them, and I'm not going to ask you because they don't. I already made fun of them, and I hate to make fun of you. I asked them, I said, who leaves questions blank on a math test? And and some of them raised their hands that they leave questions blank on a math test. I told them, please, never do that again. Guess something, especially when we've discussed like eliminated range, what a good guess would be. Guess something. And then, if we're already on that rant, I get that the bonus was hard, but at least you try something on them. I mean, you're trying to get extra points out of me. At least try something. The worst that's going to happen is you get no extra points. If it's blank, you're getting no extra points anyway. Might as well try something on the bonus. That's my 2 cents. But apparently, I talked to myself because I had lots left blank, and I'm betting there are at least 3 in the room who left some blank somewhere in there, and it's going to make me mad, but it's okay. Okay, so that grade is not an 9 out yet, and if that conversation scared you and makes your hair fall out the way I feel like mine is now, because I feel like it's falling out and turning gray because of this, but it's debatable. If you feel nervous after this conversation, there is good news and bad news. The good news is it's not a 9 out yet to kill your grade. And the even better, and there really is no bad news, the even better news is that you still have 2 more 60% opportunities next week to fix it. When's the next 60% opportunity? What is happening on Tuesday? I heard it from every... We'll pretend. I heard it from every group. Every group can have a point. There was one group I didn't hear it from, but we'll pretend anyway. Every group can have a point. Okay, there is a math workshop test on Tuesday. As discussed, Drea kind of already has 8 pages. She's on it. Like, why don't write? She's on it. So she's going to go ahead and study this weekend and look over it. But on Monday, I'm going to specifically point out, like, maybe she needs to study number 13 that we're doing today. I'll be more specific about which one she should expect on Tuesday come Monday. Yes, dear? You don't. You just missed the whole rant, DJ. Oh my gosh. I'm going to pretend that did not just happen. Okay. Moving on. Yeah, it's very tempting. Moving on with my life, but people would say that you interrupting well, we won't even go there. Moving on. Moving on, because I'm telling you, I got the uglies today. I'm working on it. 3.1, this substitution, elimination, graphing. We're finishing it up today. There is a test on just this section. We're going to say that test is also on Tuesday. So we're going to review for it on Monday. The test on 3.1, which is substitution, elimination, graphing, is also on Tuesday. So we're going to do 2 60% things on Tuesday. Ms. Compton, why are we doing them all early in the week? Because if something, we all have our blind moment. If something happens to Derek, she has a blind moment, whatever, we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to get together. Because otherwise, we're going to get to the end of the 9 weeks. Please do not be that person that makes me want to cry, my hair turn gray, and you suddenly care about your grade next Wednesday. I need you to care now. I need you to care in advance. I don't need you to suddenly care there at the end. Because at the end, no offense, is when my cares start to go. Okay. I think there were more words, but I think I'm over the words. She had her hand up the first. She did forever ago. We're going to let her answer it. And then we're going to let Drea save the day if she doesn't. Go ahead. Let's go over these math workshops. Okay, tell me where Sophia went wrong.
She swapped her variables.
She did. Okay, so Sophia is wrong because when she distributed, she did -6 times B and got -6A. Shouldn't she have gotten -6B?
Yeah.
And she got -6 times 4. She should have gotten -24A. So Sophia, like she said, Sophia swapped.
Positive 24. Yeah. Multiplied with the negatives. She just did 6B.
So we're just hating on Sophia right now. Sophia swapped variables. So Sophia is wrong. Now we're about to discuss why Luna's also wrong. But Sophia is wrong, and here's why. Sophia swapped variables. She's wrong. Okay, and then you want to tell me why Luna's wrong. Yes, and that's what Jessica was saying too, but your group needs a point too as well, because you were handling it. So we're going to give you the point. Jessica doesn't mind. Okay, so when she distributed, it should have been negative 6b minus 24a. So if we had to write an explanation about Luna, Luna made a sign error. And then we could always add when distributing. We could add when distributing to either sentence. Okay, so it's okay. Neither were correct. Both made mistakes. It happens to the best of us. Yes, dear? No, I don't even want to know the correct answer. Isn't that sad? It's either of them correct. I don't even need to know. I just need to know that they both made mistakes. Do you know the correct answer? Tell it to me so I can write it down. No one else is out for that all day. Thank you. That might be useful later in my life. I appreciate that. Okay, number 14, we're going to keep it easy and do it one line at a time, because otherwise it looks a little overwhelming. And so there are a bunch of points available because I need help with lots of different things. Let's start with this line. I'm coloring it red. What is the intercept of that red line?
-5.
Is it negative 5?
Is it negative 5?
No.
No, that's like negative.
It's negative 6. Thank you, Travis. So 2, 4, 6. It's crossing at negative 6. It does kind of look like negative, but we're going to go with negative 6. I've done negative 6 all day. Don't make me question my sanity now. Okay, so negative 6. And I still need to know the slope of that red line. So for another point, what is the slope of that red line?
2/1.
It is 2/1, which is 2. So Jessica gets it first. And then I heard Travis counting like me, so let's talk about it. We were at 6. We go up to 0, so we went up 6 over 3. 6 divided by 3, which is 2/1, which is just 2. And then this is supposed to be an inequality, so I'm going to put an equal to sign, but I'm about to change it, because it shouldn't be an equal to sign. It needs to be a less than, greater than, equal to. All my answers are going to have the equal to, because all my lines are solid. He had it first. All my lines are solid. So all mine are going to have the equal to, so it's okay. When we shaded, did we shade above that line or did we shade below? Look at where it is shaded currently. We shaded above, so it needs to be greater than or equal to. I'll give it to 1 and 3. Lord knows 2's got him some points. Okay, so we handled that one equation. Now to handle the next equation. Let's deal with, I'm going to color it green. Let's deal with this green line. The intercept is 4. Your group gets a point. I need to know the slope of this green line. Say it again. Give me just a number, baby. Like what is the slope? What number should I write down?
4.
Positive 4?
Wait, no, negative,
1/2.
negative 2.
Miscounting.
Yeah, negative 1.
Give me 1/2.
Negative 2.
Okay, I'm going to save that one because he's trying to save today, and so does Xavier, and I'm going to save that one. So we went down 4 and then over 8, so negative 4 over 8, which is negative 1 over 2, so it's negative 1/2. And again, back to, when you get confused about positives and negatives, I knew that had to be a negative slope because my line leaned to the left. Okay, and then if we're thinking about where we shaded, did we shade below? We shaded below, so which symbol should I use? Less than or equal to. Because our intercept was at positive 4.
Oh, okay.
No, all the things start looking similar. Yes, Brady. Okay, perfect. Okay, the last line I'm going to color it purple. Brady already has the answer. Where's the intercept, Brady? Intercepts at negative 6 again because the red and the purple hit at the same spot. And then tell me about the slope. Okay, so we went, it was at negative 6, we go up and over. So up 6 over 2, 6 over negative 2 is negative 3, yes. And again, that line leans to the left, so I know Brady's correct, it was supposed to be a negative slope. And how I'm counting that, 6 up to 0, that was positive 6. I went left 2, so 6 over negative 2, negative, which reduces to negative 3. That is correct. You can have another point looking at the shading. Should I pick a less than or equal to or greater than or equal to? Okay, we picked a greater than or equal to. I don't know who said it, so I'm going to save it for a second. We're done because it said write a system. And a system just means equations using the same variables. We have equations with y's and x's, so we're done here. The only other thing I would ask, which is a really easy one, what shape did our region make? Triangle. So every group can have a point. It's a triangle. Here.
I just thought about this, but will there ever be a case where they'll, like, if since it's like this, where there are more than one line spot on the plate, will there be a case where they will have, like, y equals less than or greater than or equal to, but it'll also have just like something that's y equals to,
like a straight one? Yes. Yeah, we could.
Okay,
we could. Absolutely. Yes, we could. Okay, open your packet. Let's go to page 3. We're starting at the bottom with elimination. While you're opening your packet, what are the 4 vocab terms you need to know? Okay. Be honest, 4. Did you say those words?
I didn't.
Okay, I know Caitlin did, so 1 gets a point. I know Jessica did, so 2 gets a point. I know Lyric did, so 3 gets a point. 6, be honest. Did someone say those words? Okay, thank you for not. And Travis, I know you did, so get a point. Okay, so more points available, though, because we got to go back over this to make sure we're on the same page. If my 2 lines are parallel, what words will I choose?
No solution and...
I'm going to say yes. And I heard it from Drea and from Travis, so both can have a point. My God, Travis, they need to thank you one day. Same for Drea. And there are a lot, each group has like a point saver in life. Not table 2. Table 2 is mostly all of them. And Andrew's been awfully quiet lately, but we'll Andrew's got it. Yes, not you will. Never you will. Not Eric either. Oh, yes. Let's see other words. If my graph, the 2 lines cross at one special spot, what 2 words should I use? I should say consistent and independent. Agreed. And then I'll say that point. And then the last thing I want to think of, ooh, he's wrong. He's wrong. It's consistent and dependent. Yes. So if my graph only had one beautiful line, we're going to say consistent because there is a solution. But we're going to say dependent because that solution is not unique. Because if we recall back to that picture we drew 2 days ago, we talked about it again yesterday, but I'll hit it again today. The difference between dependent and independent. Independent implies it was special and unique. It only happened once. One special spot. Dependent we're using because they actually crossed at every single point. So it's not really a special point. So that's why it's dependent. That one was super special. Independent. Okay, so we did graphing. Seemed okay. If you like graphing. If you don't like graphing, then I guess it wasn't okay. Graphing seemed okay. Substitution really wasn't that hard either. And then today we get to elimination. And I know it's not nice to have favorites in life. I get that. I get that. But if I had to pick a favorite, my favorite is elimination. Hands down. Elimination is my favorite. But sadly, it's not. Sadly, Travis has to follow directions. It's elimination. Travis has to follow directions. If the problem says solve by substitution, by golly, solve by substitution. So, for instance, page 30, 10, and 11, you're supposed to solve by substitution. I know you're going to be tempted after today to use elimination for everything, because trust me, if I could just elimination 24, 365, I would. But you can't always choose elimination. You have to follow directions. But when there's a time in life I get to choose, I choose elimination. It is my favorite by far. Okay, here's why elimination is my favorite. Well, let's rephrase this. So, you and I worked a problem. We made it up yesterday. We'll pull it down. When both my equations aren't in standard form, elimination isn't my favorite. But a lot of our problems have had standard form, kind of like 1 and 2 today, standard form, standard form. If they're both in standard form, elimination is the easiest choice. So what does the word eliminate mean? Yeah, and I'm literally going to kill somebody off. If someone doesn't die, you've not eliminated them.
Yeah.
So someone has to die. So what we're going to do is we're trying to either kill off the M's or the N's in number 1. So we can multiply by, we can either multiply the top equation by a number, multiply the bottom equation by a number. We could, if we need to, we'll eventually need to, multiply both equations by a number. But our goal is for someone to die. So in order for people to die, they have to have the same number in front, but they have to have different signs. For instance, we might want negative 7m and positive 7m, and then they would die off, because negative 7, positive 7, they kill each other off. Okay, so, but I'm not going to multiply by 7. I'm going to multiply the top line by a certain number. What number should I use?
4, 2, 4.
I'm going to multiply by 2. So if I multiply by 2, that top line says 2m minus 2n equals negative 18. That bottom line, I'm just going to rewrite it underneath it. 7m plus 2n equals 9. So all we did was multiply the top equation by 2. Okay, now from here, it kind of reminds me of elementary school when you got to add stuff. So I'm going to put a line underneath, and I'm going to add straight down. The negative 2n and the positive 2n, they die. So I have 9m equals negative 9, so I end up with m equals negative 1, yes. But if you don't have someone literally die at this step, you've not eliminated correctly. 2 plus 7 was 9. Negative 18 plus 9 is negative 9. Yes, we've done it correctly. But if no one's eliminated, you've made a mistake. Okay. But just like yesterday, you realize we're not done, because with a system, we need an ordered pair answer. So we have to pick one of the equations and plug it back in, just like yesterday. I'm going to pick the first one. It looks easiest, agreed, but if you want to pick the bottom one, you can. Negative 1 minus n equals negative 9. It used to be m minus n equals negative 9, but I'm replacing n with negative 1. I add 1 to both sides. I have negative n equals negative 8. If I divide by negative 1, I get n equals 8. Okay, when I write this in an ordered pair, how should it read?
Negative 1, 8.
Brady, you get a point. Okay. If Will has a blonde moment, because we all do, and he forgets his alphabet order, I am going to take off. Because, again, X comes before Y. That's why X is the first in the ordered pair. M comes before N. That's why M is first in the ordered pair. Andrew learned his ABCs. He's going to put the right variable in the correct spot. Because if he messes this up and gets 8, negative 1, he technically has a different point. So technically he's wrong, and I'm going to count off some.
Yep.
Okay, are there any questions about this? We eliminated somebody. We solve for the one variable. We plug it back in and solve for the second. It's really fast to me, a lot faster than substitution. Okay, we're going to come back to number 2. It's actually pretty hard. Well, harder than most of the easy ones. Let's go to number 7. 7. Okay, on number 7, what number should I multiply the top by in order to kill off the r's? Yes, dear. Yeah, we're going to multiply by negative 1, and I heard it from Lyric and Landon, so Lyric and Landon get a point. So if I multiply the top by negative 1, I'm going to have negative 2r plus 3s equals negative 11, and I'm just going to rewrite that bottom one. 2r plus 2s equals 6. I draw my line, and yay, I've done math correctly because the r's are eliminated. 3 plus 2 is 5, so I have 5s equals negative 5. So s equals negative 1. And then I can plug it into, you can plug it into either equation, or heck, you can plug it into our new equation. Doesn't matter where you plug it in as long as you plug it in. So when I plug it in, I'm going to plug it in the bottom. It was 2r plus 2s equals 6, but we just decided s was really negative 1. So we're going to have 2r minus 2 equals 6. So 2r equals 8. So r equals 4. Okay, but our alphabet skills also have to be on point. And it's 4, negative 1, because r comes before s. Thank you, Travis. Have another point. Travis, you're going to be real sad when I bring you back down to 5, because you know you got some unproductive people with you. Maybe I'll recall how awesome you are and leave you at whatever awesome number you are. Okay. Are there any questions about number 7? We're going to go back to number 2. We're going to go back to number 2. Okay, when we go back to number 2, life is not that easy. Okay, so let's talk about why number 2 is not as easy. There's not a number I can multiply that top by in order to make that 2 into a 3. Unless I want to start using fractions, and me and Derek would really like to avoid fractions at the moment. There's not a number I can multiply that bottom by to turn that 6 into a 4. So instead, I'm going to have to multiply the top and the bottom by a number. And it's going to be okay. So, for instance, I'm going to tell you one option, and you can roll with it, and then I'm going to ask for the other option. Well, let's say I just don't like x. I want to eliminate x. I could multiply the top by -3, so I would have a -6x. I can multiply the bottom by +2, so I'd have a +6x. The -6x, the +6x, then the x's would be eliminated. But that's not what I'm going to do. Instead, I'm going to get rid of the y's. What number can I multiply the top by, and what number can I multiply the bottom by?
The top by 6 and the bottom by 4.
I could do 6 and 4, and then it'll be +24 and -24. That is completely correct.
The top by
That
3 and
could,
the bottom by 2.
yeah, we could do 3 and 2 and have +12 and -12 as well. So I'm going to give, and Landon knew it too, I'm going to give 2, 3, 4, 5 a point. So I've done it all day. Corbin, your way's going to completely work. But you know how I'm a creature of habit. I've done it the same way all day. I'm not going to change it one too. But no, your way's going to work every time. So, in fact, Corbin's a genius. You know, if you just multiply by the opposite number, so if I multiply the top by the 6, I multiply the bottom by the 4, it's going to work out every time. You could multiply the top by the 3, the bottom by the 2. If you understand what he's doing, great. If not, I'm thinking of the smallest number that both 4 and 6 go into, and that smallest number is 12. So I'm going to turn it into a 12. The way to turn 4 into a 12, multiply by 3. The way to turn 6 into a 12, multiply by 2. So with that top equation, I'll have 6x plus 12y equals 54. With that bottom equation, I'll have 6x minus 12y equals 6. And before we keep going, let's discuss, there are two common mistakes that people make during elimination. Can you guess one of the two mistakes? Say it again, Travis. Yeah, so for instance, some people right here are going to try to eliminate the 6x pieces when they don't have opposite signs. Positive 6x, they don't cancel out, yet someone will try to make them cancel out. So that's one issue with the sign error. Yes, Travis. But the other, and you can have a point for that, but the other error is even more common, and it actually happened back before we got to this. It happened back here. What do people not do correctly? But what do we actually call that? Yeah, they're not distributing correctly. So Sarah's in a hurry, happens to the best of us. She does 2 times 3, she gets 6. 2 times -6 gets -12. Forgets to do 2 times 3, just writes 3. Like 98% of the time, I don't know why, but people will distribute with the first 2 and forget with the third. Don't know why. So make sure either draw your arrows or check it again. And then I am nice. I'm not nice. Math is nice. We pick problems that are nice. Math teachers are nice. Just like with substitution, we should end up with nice integer answers. So -4, 6. 6, -12. If you end up with a decimal, you've probably done something wrong. Unless, of course, I warn you in advance. Hey, Drea, number 5 is decimals. You're not crazy if you get a decimal. I should warn you, I intend to warn you in advance. So if you end up with a decimal, you've probably done something wrong. We try to make it integers. Brady, you had a question?
I was just going to say that they probably don't distribute across the equal sign.
Yeah, they probably don't. That, and also it's the third one in line. So if you're going to skip one, you always skip the end. It just happens. So but if we did this correctly, we got to this step, life goes really nice from here. 12s die when they're eliminated. We have 12x equals 60, x equals 5. My gosh, that was so easy, so much faster than substitution. And you can plug it in either equation. I'm going to plug it in the bottom. It was 3x minus 6y equals 3. Good grief, it's not going to read. I got x was 5. So I have 15 minus 6y equals 3. When I subtract by 15, I'll have negative 6y equals negative 12. So y ends up equaling positive 2. So my answer is 5, 2. It would help if you could see. But again, I did that fast because we practiced that yesterday, and you practiced that for 1,000 years in math class. I plug in 5. 3 times 5 is 15. I subtract both sides by 15. 3 minus 15 is negative 12. Divide by negative 60, and I get positive 2. But if Corbin wants to be different, he can plug it in the top one. Heck, he can plug it in the multiply guys. Doesn't matter where he plugs it in, as long as he plugs it in. Are there any questions on that one? Okay, we cannot call it a day, even though we've done 3 examples. Because we need to work a no solution and an infinitely many one. So we've got to do, in the vocab terms again, consistent and dependent. And we've got to do an inconsistent. Good Lord. Inconsistent. Okay, so let's go to, he already knows which ones I want. We're going to go to number 3 and number 4. Number 3. Why would I tell you and ruin all my fun? Okay, let's go to number 3. What number should I multiply the top by in order to get rid of the y's? 2. So if I multiply the top by 2, what group does not have 5? Well, size 6, because they're not talking. And do you have at least 5 points, Travis? Okay. 2, do y'all have at least 5 points? Landon, do y'all have at least 5 points? Do you hear him answering every question? Are you not surprised? Lyric, do y'all have at least 5 points? Okay, cool. Just making sure. Okay, so if we multiply by 2, we have 4x minus 2y equals negative 8. On the bottom, we have negative 4x plus 2y equals 6. I draw my line underneath, and I'm getting ready to eliminate, and I'm so happy because those y's eliminated. But what else happened? Okay. That's what you want to put, but hold on, let's think it through. And you are right, let's think it all the way through, because we got to know which one's no solution, which one's infinitely many. If the x's and y's all go away, what number do I put on the left side? 0. What's negative 8 plus 6? Okay, does 0 equal negative 2? No. And so just like yesterday, if you get something crazy, a statement that's not true, you know there's no solution, so we're going to put inconsistent. Because there's no solution. Again, if you end up with something crazy like 0 equals negative 2, we do get to put no solution. But just because the variables go away doesn't mean you should assume, hey guys, I get to put no solution. It could be infinitely many. In fact, let's go to, it's not number 4, it's number 5. Let's go to number 5. No, I'm going to get rid of the other one just to annoy you. Okay, so let's go to number 5. I want to get rid of the t's. What number should I multiply the bottom by?
2.
Okay, if I multiply the bottom by 2, the top equation is 2t plus 4v equals 6. That bottom equation is now negative 2t minus 4v equals negative 6. Okay, again, the t's die, the v's die, and I have 0. But what is 6 minus 6?
0.
So if everybody dies, like Corbin just said, or you end up with 0 equals 0, which is a true statement, you know it's infinitely many. So the 2 vocab words we're going to put are consistent and dependent. Okay, again, elimination is my favorite. Life moves so much faster with elimination, but you still have to understand substitution and solving by graphing because you never know what the directions are going to say. You got to be prepared to handle it anyway. In fact, the most annoying thing is when someone gives you one problem and says, solve it with graphing, solve it with substitution, solve it with elimination. Yes, it's happened. It is annoying, but you can deal. You can handle it. Okay, I don't know how much longer you have. Probably not long.
2 minutes.
Oh, yay. So if you want to work on your workbook problems, that's great. If you did not pick up the checkpoint yesterday, I'm going to put it on the podium. I need Jalen to make a decision in her life. I'm going to be okay if she only does one or the other, but either she needs to have the checkpoint done by Monday, or she needs to have the workbook done by Monday. One or the other. I'm putting it over to you people. I love you, but you go legs. If you've got your checkpoint done and you want to show it to me, I'd love to check it. If you've got your whole entire homework done, I would love to see it. If you don't, because my God, life's hard, I understand. Stop my recording, Jessica.